very few Christians understand what pride actually is. They think pride is essentially what confidence is. Confidence is saying, believing in yourself like I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that, right? That's confidence. But they think that's pride. That's wrong. Pride is when you put yourself or another person or a material object above God or at God's level. That's what pride is. Not just being confident. Because you see a lot of people that become Christian, they become losers, essentially. Like, oh, well, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. I don't want to be arrogant. I don't want to be prideful. And then, they have a wife, and their wife is like, I didn't marry this man. This man's a loser. Because he is a loser. Okay? Pride is, as I say, at God's level, above God's level, something other than God. Okay? And this is why pride is a deadly sin. It leads to all other forms of sin, like gluttony, greed, sloth, all these things. That all comes from pride, because if you were truly in your own mind, this is what the verse about the fool in his heart says there's no God. This is really what that verse means. If you really don't have God up here, then of course you're going to be greedy. Of course you're going to have sloth. Of course you're going to be all this stuff. You're just worshiping yourself. This is all forms of self-worship, right? And think about all the people who fell in the Bible because of pride. The Bible doesn't just say, well, they became really confident. It doesn't say that. It says, no, they became prideful. And Solomon, for example, started worshiping other gods. That's the real issue with pride. Well, there's two main issues. One, you're essentially saying, screw you to God. That's what you're saying. And second of all, you're doing other sin. That's what pride is. And you need to do your best to avoid that. I'm 100% under God, and that's the way you need to act. You have been put on, the way I look at it is, you've been put on this playground by God, and you have a set of rules. And you have to acknowledge the master of the playground, so to speak, right? That's how you avoid this issue of being, quote-unquote, arrogant, quote-unquote, prideful. And if you read the Bible, having a lot of confidence, having a lot of faith is very powerful. Now, I'm not a word of faith person. Don't put me in a group of those people, because it's not that your words have causative power. Okay, it's not like, well, I'm gonna, I'm gonna have $1 million in my bank account and then $1 million spawns. That's not what I'm saying. You have to talk to yourself like this, and this is also how you're supposed to pray. I'm gonna give you examples, because your subconscious is very powerful. Your actions are influenced totally by your conscious and subconscious. Okay? If you are constantly saying to yourself, well, I don't know if I'm good enough, I don't know this, I don't know that, I'm not that confident, I'm not going to say I'm that good, I'm not going to say I'm good at this, because that's arrogant and all this other stuff. It's going to manifest in your actions. So, for example, if you're shooting basketball, if you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm really doing good here, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know, I don't want to be prideful, I don't want to be arrogant, I'm not going to say I'm good, then yeah, you're going to shoot like it. But if you say, yeah, I'm the best shooter, yeah, I shoot, I make everything, you're going to shoot better, you understand? And you can see this in the Bible all over the place. Now, you know about free M's, can't say the full word, and Gnostics. Obviously, they're heretics. They don't take the Bible literally. That's a big issue. But when it comes to the allegories, they're spot on. Because the Bible is a lot more than a literal book. It's a literal book while still being allegory at the same time. A story could be true while being allegory, too. I think denying that is really just say, well, God can only do either or. He can't do literal and non-literal. There's literal and non-literal elements of stories, or lessons, you could say. For example, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That story, and I said this on stream, that story tells you that you only die, you only fail when you lose faith and confidence. You think if Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were like, oh, well, I don't want to be prideful or arrogant or any of this stuff, so I don't know if I'm going to live, I don't want to declare anything, because that'll be wrong, right? They would have burned. It would have died. Think about Daniel. You think Daniel was like, I don't know if what's going on, these lions are around me, I'm probably going to die, but I don't want to be arrogant, I want to say I'm going to survive, because that's wrong. You got eaten. Let's look at a more relatable example. Simon Peter. Remember when Simon Peter was on the water, right? And he was walking. He was doing fine. But the second he started doubting, the second he started like, I don't know what's going on, I don't know, he fell. Read David's Psalms. Does David go like, I don't know, God, I don't know if you could do this, I don't know, I don't know if I could do this, I don't know. No, read Psalms. If according to these Christians' arrogance and prideful meter, Psalms is an arrogant book. Psalms is a prideful book. chapter. Or, no, it is a book. Psalms, according to them, according to their logic, Psalms shouldn't be in the Bible. Because David doesn't say, oh, maybe, no. I will. You will. This will happen. He speaks very declaratively. Sounds a little bit like me in the sense like, oh, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that. And again, this is not, it's partially a joke. But at the same time, you're putting positive feedback loops in your own head. And remember, you're under God. That's the most important thing. If you say, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that, when you don't have God, then yeah, you're essentially exalting yourself and worshiping yourself. But you have to understand the lines happening here, right? When I say I'm the best, that's under God. So I'm just trying to be a better Christian, right? Trying to be a better person. When you do that without God, then where's the transcendental source? You're just going to end up exalting yourself to the very top, which is idolatry, right? So it's very important to understand this because, I don't know, did I say this in this video? I don't know, because I did 2 takes. I might have said this in the first take, but I'm just going to say it again because it's funny. A lot of people become Christians and they fall for this meme, right? And then they're like, oh, well, I have to become really humble. Yeah. And then they start becoming timid men, right? Timid men, and their wives are like, this is not the man I meant. He has no confidence. Where's the primal aggression? I need my baby taken care of. This is happening to their subconscious, or maybe even conscious if it gets bad. And I was like, well, I need a man. I'm gonna go cheat. That's how it happens, by the way. Like, you see these men, like, it's not even just outside of religion, too. Like, the girl's like, come on, stop working out, stop doing this, stop doing that, spend more time with me. Then they do it, and then they get cheated on. They wonder why. It's because it's about primal desires, bro. No woman wants a loser. And if you are a timid man, not only in your attitude, but also in your own head, then you're a loser, bro. Simon Peter became timid, he fell. If Daniel was timid, he would have gotten eaten by the lions. If Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were timid, they would have burned in a fire. You can't be timid. Okay? Be polite. Obviously. Because arrogance manifests in you being not polite. It's not about being nice, it's about being polite. It's a key distinction. Like, if you're like, screw this waiter not saying thank you, all this other stuff, that's rude. Okay, don't do that. Again, you have to follow rules. I think you're supposed to be polite, but not nice. Because nice leads to chaos. Men aren't supposed to be nice. If you want to, putting your foot down and saying, hey, you can't do this, like a father, or, you see something bad going on, you're like, no, don't do that. That's not nice, is it? It's not going to make people feel good. That's the right thing to do, right? So, always remember, avoid pride. God is always at the top. That doesn't mean you should become a little loser that has no confidence. Be strong. If you want to learn more, join the Discord. Movement Building Back Christian Man. Click link in the description to join the Discord. Follow me on Instagram and YouTube. Subscribe for more amazing videos. Play the subscription and change your life. Those are my call to actions. See you in the next video.